Dear Malcolm Turnbull, or any right-wing liberal, I was wondering, just pondering, if you could give me just an underling, an interval, to bring something integral to your peripheral individual gaze. I promise, it won't take too much of your day. See, I'm only 19, but my mind is older, and it's easily seen that my generation will shoulder every mistake you make, the way you take and stake your decisions on your party's visions, who seem to only stand for one thing: monetary acquisitions. And what's more, an encore, you seem to be in indecision about the revision of your posse's problematic policies. Yeah, all you'll seem to do is endlessly preach hypotheses of how to make stable economies. Well, I'm sick of this speech, especially considering that you constantly teach atrocities to those in this democracy by using such negative terminology to beseech that those of LGBTIQ are less of in quality. And what about those in immigration? The ones you've sent to damnation, those asylum seekers who are weaker not because they are meeker, but because they drew the short end, the bitter end of this birthright lottery. No way to fend from the gain poverty, somberly forlorn, or perhaps born and contained in a war-torn world that is continually sustained. This shouldn't have to be explained, but to you and me, this is a novelty. To them, this is all they've gained, been pained and drained, and yet the world offers no apology. Do you follow me? Because I want to know, how can you still speak of equality? You know, Mr. Turnbull, I do question if you know just what equal means, because I often get the impression that you've never really been on the wrong side of the throne, never known what it's like to be on your own against the societal system that largely favours one group alone. Now let me list them. They are those like you, with clothes like you, who are white, who gained by birthright the privilege to be given an endless green light. Yes, from the day you popped and dropped your head out to say, hey, you've been lucky enough to get it your way. And I'm sure you're aware that you've got that masculine flair. You're a big tough man, right? So how could you ever understand the truth of this patriarchy? Because it is this hierarchy that has been giving you a hand as you govern this land. Yup. So what's up? For the rest of us, who are left in your dust to cuss and discuss the cold cuts that you make and take from our education, the alteration of our medication, yes, our Medicare. We are aware that you seem to want to take us to where the health of our nation falls away from your obligation. Yes, this may just be speculation, but if you're trying to be like America, I think it's time you stopped. But let's just put that aside, because for a moment I want to focus on your plebiscite, that one for marriage equality. Honestly, I gotta laugh, it's like good comedy. 500 million. Couldn't that instead go to the average civilian? But never mind. I'm inclined to pretend that I'm blind to the cost of this idea you tossed on the table to be able to appease your right-wing party sleaze. Come on, please, because you know what bothers me foremost? It's that it seems that I have to explain again and again that equality means that we are all treated one and the same. Man, it is such a shame you can't seem to get that into your brain. It makes you seem somewhat archaic, prosaic. Really? Does your brain work like that freely? Does the world seem black and white? 'Cause, boy, do I have something to teach you tonight. See, the world is full of colour. Ours is an earth like no other. Why not allow us to uncover and discover our plurality? Wouldn't you rather see that as our reality? 'Cause honestly, in the end, I'm not even mad. I'm just a bit sad. 'Cause Malcolm, It seems you fell from and sold some of the man you once were. Gone are those days when you used to concur and confer that you stood up for the environment. You knew it was the door for a forward movement. Not anymore. Why'd that went? But here, I'll bring this to a close. But trust that I could continue to compose my thoughts easily, conceivably, write crazily, for longer yet, for things to say to put on the net, in hopes of making us better yet, and to improve this world and make it bereft of people like your party and you, who cannot be true. So for now, I'll take my bow and leave with one last parting line before I sprint out fast. So, Australia, want to be fine? Then put the Liberals last.